Hey everybody, this is A7X Fan Ben, and this is a video about turbines as a ship type. I have a keyword playlist video about this already, but I firmly believe that the turbine keyword is underpriced and maybe even overpowered. So we're going to see why. This is the master keyword list. Turbine, a ship with this keyword is not derelict when it has no mass remaining. If it has no mass, one hit still sinks it. So this is kind of a big deal. So if it's not derelict when it has no mass remaining, that means the speed doesn't decrease to S. So if you have a ship with, let's say, S plus S speed, and the turbine keyword, when it has no masts, since it's not derelict, you can still move S plus S. So then if you had a helmsman aboard, you could move 3 S's. You could move SSS with the helmsman and the turbine keyword. So that's already really awesome. And we're going to look in the pirate code now under Turbine, and I'll have links to these in the description below as usual. Turbine, this ship cannot be towed or captured unless this keyword is canceled. So that's pretty crazy. So you can't get the ship, you can't tow or capture it. This could be nasty if an opponent has a canceller aboard the turbine, or if they have something you need, or if they have coins, you have to start boarding it. So this is a pretty big deal. If an ability provides the ship with a usable cannon, it may be given a shoot action when it has no masts. So that's pretty awesome. So we can do Musketeer, we could do Carbon Charlie's ability, where you get a 3S cannon by eliminating a coin. Musketeer is the main one I would think of, though. So, along with being able to give it a shoot action, that's because it's not derelict. So, if you had a Captain, Helmsman, Musketeer, instead of um, instead of none of those crew being usable, you could use all of them. I suppose you could move SSS maybe by the same example, and then shoot a 3S cannon with the Musketeer with no masts. So if your opponent wasn't ready for it, if they didn't know the keyword very well, they could be in for a real shock. So, and then the last one has no mast, cannot tow a flotilla. Not really a big deal there, but if it can't be towed or captured unless this keyword is canceled, that's pretty nasty. Again, especially, I think this happened to me in Vassal Campaign Game 3. I had to cancel it, and it was a weird situation with the grinder near the cursed home island, and it got ugly in a hurry. So, and again, if they had a canceller on the turbine, you'd have to come with 2 cancellers just to capture the ship, take it out of action, or to tow it. So, it's a really great keyword, and we're going to take a closer look at the few turbines that were released. I'm not a fan of the idea because it gets too into like steam and like paddle wheel steamships and all that sort of nonsense. And I like to keep things to the Age of Sail because that's the thematic nature of the game. So I'm not really a fan of this kind of ship type. I think it looks kind of silly too. This giant gap between, yeah, I mean the foremast is oversized. This jib boom mast here is too big. And there's this giant gap for this other mast, which almost looks too small. It looks like a mizzen mast of a foremaster. And we got these paddle wheels. So not a huge fan. Turbine as an idea, but the grinder is actually the best cursed ship in the game, which I've gone over in the rankings thread for cursed gunships. Can't be pinned. So it's an amazing ship in general. But getting back to the keyword, so with Turbine, if the ship had no masts, she's not derelict. Therefore, she can move S plus L with no mast remaining, which is pretty awesome. And then with a helmsman, you can move SLS. So that's pretty sweet, especially if you're towing something else, not a flotilla as we saw in the code. But if you're towing another derelict, which I think I've done, you could move SLS because the bonuses still apply. You can move SLS when towing a derelict with a turbine that doesn't have any mast, which is kind of a bizarre scenario. But anyway, the Soul Crusher is also cursed, but much worse of a ship. Not really much to say here, just mediocre and very overpriced for what you're getting. Probably worth maybe 15 points. She does have some expensive keywords, so you can't go too low, but not a great ship overall. I think the Valoroso is quite good, though. The Spanish one, 13 points, got good cargo, solid cannons, nice crew protectability, so this one is good as well. Not nearly as good as Grinder, but so this one could move L when not derelict, but when you have no mast due to the turbine keyword. And then as a little add-on here, El Cazador has a turbine hoist custom called the Tenfold, which is one of the most interesting customs I've ever seen personally. It's a weird ship to say the least, and I'm not going to go over it in too much detail, but this one kind of gives you an idea of how good the turbines can be, especially if you combine it with another ship type. But kind of definitely a niche example here. But I played some games in the fall of 2015 using the tenfold, and she did extremely well. I'm not going to spoil everything. You can look at the battle reports. Unfortunately, all these battle reports happened when I was still using PhotoBucket, and their picture lengths were broken when they totally screwed up. So the battle reports are kind of ruined, essentially, but the text is still there, so you can see the results of the games and still read about them. So, and I'd like to fix old battle reports, but that's a super long-term process. So you can check out how the tenfold did to see even more evidence of why turbines are so good. And I think they're underpriced. So for example, the grinder, I could see her at least 15 points, maybe more. Valoroso, probably 14 or 15, I'm thinking. But overall, the turbine keyword really great. Basically not derelict, so you can move whatever base move you have plus helmsman. Bonuses still apply. So like I said, with the grinder, no mast, moving SLS instead of just S or S plus S with a helmsman, and like it says in the pirate code here, it can't be towed or captured unless the keyword is canceled. So that's just nasty. So it's almost like a weird last ditch defensive mechanism in a way as well, due to how the keyword is worded. So anyway, just a video on turbines. I just think this is a topic that hasn't been brought to light very often. It's not a popular ship type because there are only a few were released that came out towards the end of the production run. And I just think the keyword doesn't get enough attention for how good it is, and in my opinion, how underpriced it can be, and almost slightly overpowered in a way, especially due to that no capture thing. So interesting stuff, definitely. Check out the turbines. Might try to find some on eBay, but they're mega card ships, so not super common. But leave a like, subscribe to my channel if you want to, and let me know what kind of videos you want to see me make in the future. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back soon.